one love, one heart, one space. Loyalty, one thing we can't replace. Faith.
Welcome back to Atkins Ever After. Did y'all see the clip of Will Smith slapping Chris Rock? Baby.
Yeah, we saw it. The whole world saw it. But guess what? We're going to get into it in a second.
I thought it was fake.
Yeah.
You sent it to me?
Yes.
I said, oh, this is one of those spoof videos.
Right.
And then I hit play.
Yep. And see, I know you're a researcher, so I had to do the research first before I sent it to you. I sent you a couple of links.
Yeah.
A couple of clips. I had to do the research. But before we get into that, babe, this, as you guys can already tell, this will be a different kind of video that we're doing. This is still Atkins Ever After podcast relationship channel. And because this is a relationship issue, we felt the need to give our commentary on it. Because why not? Everybody else is, so we should too.
Absolutely.
So, with that being said, we want to thank any new viewers that we have watching us today. Make sure you subscribe and turn your post notifications. We do have a podcast, and so we do release those episodes as well as family vlogs and anything else we want to do. For our recurring watchers and supporters, we thank you so much for continuing to be with us along the way. You guys know that we are embarking on something very exciting and very important in the next few weeks, which is our wedding, our marriage. So there will be a lot of additional content related to that. But enough about that. Let's get into this clip.
Let's get into it.
But we are going to watch this full clip. It's only about 2 minutes or so. And then I know that you guys want to know what we think about it.
Yes.
So we'll get into it.
Let's go.
All right.
It's really good. You know who's got the hardest job tonight? Javier Bardem and his wife are both nominated. Now, if she loses, he can't win. He is praying that Will Smith wins, like, please, Lord. Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see you. All right? Okay, I'm out here. Oh, wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me. Nick likes name out your fucking mouth. Wow, dude. Yeah. It was a G.I. Jane joke. Keep my wife's name out your fucking I'm going to, okay? Okay. That was the greatest night in the history of television. Okay. So we are here to give a documentary out, to give an Oscar out for Best Documentary. Now, the beauty of documentaries, because they make you, when you watch one, you feel smart. Like you watched them, like you read a book or something. But all you really did was get high and watch Netflix. So here we go.
Okay.
Well. All right. So what's your initial reaction to that?
My initial reaction is he did what he was supposed to do.
Explain more, please.
So, Chris Rock pretty much assaulted his wife's character in front of the whole world, and he had to protect his wife. So he went up and handled his business. Yeah, he hit him. That's what he felt like he had to do at the moment. That's what he felt he had to do for whatever reason. Mm-hmm. I understand that there was a previous incident, I guess 2016, in which Chris Rock spoke on his wife before about boycotting the awards, and he referred to it as the same thing as something about Rihanna panties. So pretty much she wasn't invited.
Yeah.
So why is she talking about boycotting?
Yeah.
So, Will wasn't there at that time, but of course he heard about it.
Yeah.
And, his wife has this condition going on.
Right.
And, he knows that. And, Chris Rock and the world doesn't know the things that Will has to deal with according to, her condition behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
So, he did what he felt he had to do at the moment. We all humans. And, I don't feel like that can be judged. Yeah. Especially if you're not in a marriage or super committed relationship.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with everything you said. My thing is this. People want to put celebrities on a pedestal and they forget that they are human beings as well. Nobody's perfect. There is no perfect being walking on this earth. And so to your point, I've seen on social media where people was like, well, Will thought it was funny in the beginning. Well, when he looked at his wife's face and saw that she was hurt, it wasn't funny no more. And I mean, you as the man can speak more about that, about what kind of feeling that must have felt like for him to look at her and see that hurt on her face. And to your point, he felt like that's what he needed to do. Now, we definitely don't condone violence, but he's a grown man. He made a choice. The same way Chris Rock chose to make an insensitive joke.
Yeah.
Will made a choice. This is how I'm going to react to that. You're not going to disrespect my wife. Especially with me sitting right here, you're not doing it.
That's right. And
me, as the woman, as your future wife, I definitely would have expected the same. Absolutely. Now, I'm seeing comments from, kind of split down the middle as far as from women, saying, oh, I definitely wouldn't have wanted my man to do this. And then there are others who say like me, oh, you definitely need to defend my honor or, speak up for me and protect me. At the end of the day, though, the point you made about marriage, that plays a huge part. Because if you're not married, you would never understand that level of commitment. I don't care if you've been together 20 years. There's something about marriage that just is different. And I can say that because I was married for almost 20 years before. Yeah. Like, it's just different. You're going to do whatever you need to do to protect your spouse. Not partner, but your spouse.
Yes.
And so, he did what he felt like he had to do.
Yeah, and go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I feel like, he was smiling, right? I feel like he probably was like, yo, you just created that moment that I wanted.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? You might be right.
So let me go ahead and handle this.
You might be right. That was our sarcastic smile. Yeah. Okay.
Like, yo, you did it.
And the thing is, people talking about, oh, look what has Will done to his career now. Y'all serious? Y'all serious about that comment? What has he done in his career?
He's the GOAT.
What are y'all even talking about? This man's still gonna be making moves until he leaves this earth. Like,
I mean, they getting money out of their own house.
They shoot a whole show in their house. What are y'all talking about? He don't live by nobody's standards but his own. He's not in prison to nobody. He does what he feel like is right to do. And then, so let's talk about the point of people talking about, oh, well, he didn't do that to August Alsina, the little entanglement situation. What do you feel about that?
Well, what I feel about that, excuse me, is a couple ways. So, who knows what he did to August Alsina? Who knows what he's done to August Alsina? Correct. Where is August Alsina? Where's his career? Like, what has he done, right?
Yeah.
Then, two, that whole situation that's within their marriage.
Yeah.
So whatever they have done to deal with that, that's between them. That has nothing to do with him protecting his wife.
Right. And I agree. Like, why are people going back in the past when you referring to a present moment? Like you say, people have open marriages. People go through adultery and handle that and work together with their spouse, work through that every day. Like, they are not the only couple who's dealt with adultery before. And so they've chosen to work through that and to move forward. That's their business. That's their marriage. To your point, it has nothing to do with him defending his wife's honor.
That's right.
And at the same time, I watched plenty of videos or interviews rather, where both of them have said, and they say individually, it don't matter what they go through, they're not leaving each other. They will be together till one of them leave this earth. So all this other stuff, people on the outside talking about, oh, why he didn't do this when, she was humiliating him and he was being cheated on. Guess what? Apparently he forgave his wife and he's moving on. So next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, obviously he loves her and, the whole world sees it.
Mm-hmm.
He put hands on Chris Rock. He gave him a little dimple or, a outside pimple. And,
oh my gosh.
So Chris, he gotta respect that now. And again, he told him, hey, keep my wife's name out your mouth.
Yeah. Chris
still wants to say, he wants to defend his position in the little joke he made. Mm-hmm. So I already hit you, right. And you still trying to defend what you said instead of apologizing. Mm-hmm. But now they want to say why Will didn't apologize, why he didn't apologize.
Right. That's a great point. And what is Will apologizing for? And that's not to say that he might not, later on after everything has settled, he might not, he might come back and say, you know what, maybe I do need to apologize. But in this moment, if he don't feel like he needs to apologize, don't apologize. Like, don't do something just because somebody else wants you to do it. He felt like it was well within his right to do what he did.
Yeah. And so, then you have people that say, oh, violence isn't the answer. You should never put your hands on somebody. I understand people's plight on that, right? I understand people feel like, he could have just spoken to him. But when you're in the moment and you're in a situation in which you feel that the most dearest thing to your heart on this earth is being yourself, because you're being assaulted. I must defend myself, and that's out. It was outrage. I'm pretty sure going through his body. Especially seeing his wife's reaction. He knew he didn't. I don't even believe he had to look at her. I don't even know if he did look at her. Yeah. He just knew. Yeah. Like that's it.
Yeah, you're right, because that does come with being married. That intuition that you have. Like me, you have shared our channel. We've shared our channel multiple times. We don't live together, but even we know sometimes when the other one is not in a good headspace or when there's something going on. So absolutely. Yes. He probably didn't even have to look at her. No. Like, I just think all these, and of course, everybody has a right to their opinion. Like, we're on our channel giving our opinion, so that's not an issue. But it's just some of the comments that I've been seeing just about the ordeal. It's just crazy to me. Yeah. It's crazy. It's like, how don't y'all see? Because people are like, it wasn't that bad. It's just a joke. Like, that people need to learn how to take a joke. This is a medical condition that she has no control over. She did not choose to cut all of her hair off. We don't know what kind of emotional and mental distress she goes through on a daily basis. He could have just talked her up enough and was like, baby, you'll be fine. Nobody's going to make jokes about you. Nobody's going to make you feel uncomfortable. Like, he literally could have just gave her that pep talk right before then.
Yeah, that's a great point.
And then Chris Rock comes on there and does the complete opposite of what he told her wouldn't happen. And although I don't feel like Jada would have held him responsible, but Will probably was like, wait a minute, I just built my wife up, and then you think I'm about to sit here and watch you and listen to you tear her down? Yeah. It's not going to happen.
Yeah. That's right. And just even with the, alopecia, the condition, it's like I said, it's not something that is just so light. So it's the same thing as if someone had cancer. Yeah. And you making a joke about cancer.
Right. Or any medical condition. Yeah. Mental disorders, like anything, trauma that people have experienced. It's just, I don't care. These people get paid as comedians to make jokes. I get it. But you need to also be a human being as well. everybody else in any other profession is expected to be a human being.
Yes.
Right? And to expected to be civilized and, have some emotional intelligence about themselves. But comedians just think that they can say and do anything.
Yeah.
Be a human being first. Yeah. Everything ain't funny.
That's right. That's right. And like again, like the whole, like okay, so the alopecia takes away her hair.
Right.
Chemotherapy takes away a person's hair.
Correct.
So if he would have done that to somebody that was in the audience that had cancer, they wouldn't have thought it was funny.
Right.
G.I. Jane calling her, that person G.I. Jane. Mm-hmm. The reason why you're saying that is because she has a bald head.
Right.
And, she probably, because she had on a green outfit or something,
mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But, what's the difference? So, people want to, I guess they want to downplay, like, her condition.
Yeah. Like she don't have feelings. They want to negate the fact that they want to say, oh, it's Jada. Look how much wrong she's done. She don't mean anything. Mm. Her feelings don't matter.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of black women who said he did exactly what needed to be done because we as black women take enough ridicule and criticism and sometimes, not sometimes, but are often made to feel like we are second best, third best, fifth best, whatever. No. She is also a human being who has made mistakes in her life, but that's not for any of us to judge or hold against her. The person that matters the most in the situations that other people are speaking of is her husband, who's right there by her side. There ain't nothing left for me to say about a situation of entanglement. Like, he's right there by her side.
Yeah, that's it.
So, what are y'all talking about out there, really?
So, he played Muhammad Ali. And it was funny though, when he was like, Will was walking up, he said, what he called him Richard? He said Richard?
No, that's not actor you dealing with. And that's another point though too, is the fact that Will wasn't an actor. He was not portraying a character. Mm-hmm. He was a real husband with his real wife sitting beside him that showed real emotions.
Yes.
This was no movie. This wasn't an act. This was him knowing exactly what he needed to do.
Yeah. Yeah. It was an incredible display of affection.
Like I was outdone. I was like, babe, I couldn't send you those clips fast enough. Yeah. I was like, oh my gosh, what is happening?
Yes. Again, that was an incredible display of affection. And Will, like you said, he's an actor, but at that point, that was all gone. But and that just goes to show you how a lot of times people can't separate reality from fiction.
Yeah, right.
But he's able to.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And that's what happened. And people just gotta realize, like, that's a man. He's a human. Mm-hmm. He's not just an actor.
Right.
He doesn't have to take what other people feel like they have to take.
That's correct.
And nobody has to take anything.
And even with him being a celebrity and an actor, the level that he is as an actor also makes him know he don't have to accept any and everything.
Right.
Because like I said, he's a husband and he's also a father. Now his daughter watching. His son's watching.
Yes,
you know what I mean? Yeah. Because that's what me and you always talk about is we understand that our kids are watching us. They're watching what we do and how we respond to all sorts of situations, including situations and how we handle each other. Because that's grooming them for how they are going to handle their husbands and their wives. So their kids are watching.
Yes.
And his sons are like, okay, let me see what my dad gonna do. And then his daughter is probably emotional, because of the mom's emotion. And now she's looking at her daddy. Okay, is daddy gonna say something?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And again, you got people that say, talk about the violent part. Mm-hmm. And it's not to promote, violence or you gotta hit somebody. But
right.
Listen, you do what you gotta do in the moment.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, as long as it's not putting you away for life. I mean, you know, they got bond and stuff like that. So
yeah. And my thing too is, even with words, even if you react with words, this is my opinion. This is how I think, and I'm entitled to think how I think. If you disrespect me in public, my reaction gonna be in public. If it's a private situation, we can keep it private. But if you feel so bold enough to say or do whatever to me in public, it's not gonna be, oh, let me pull you to the side. Oh, baby, can you pull them to the side and talk? I want it handled right in public. This is me though.
yeah, I agree with you.
So
It's on site.
So, you know, he chose to go through with the joke, and Will chose to slap him.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I think you told me, like, that joke wasn't even approved by the Oscars.
Right. It wasn't approved by the Academy. They approved, not just with him, but with any presenter. They approve the material that they're going to use. And oftentimes, they write the material that they're going to use.
Okay.
But this particular joke was not written or approved by them.
So so Will, I'm sure Will knows that. So he probably was like, and then too, oh, so I know the awards didn't approve this.
Right.
So this personal. I mean,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna give it to you personally.
Yeah, you right. You right.
So I mean, it's a lot of different facets to this.
Yeah.
You know, and we don't know what personal things between Chris and Will have happened in the past. We don't know.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's the thing. None of us will ever know all the aspects that led up to it, and even what happened after the fact. Like, we don't know. We all are giving our commentary or, stating our opinions based on, for us, a 2-minute clip that we're watching, right? But like I said, I still stand on the fact that he needed to protect his wife.
Yeah.
And I stand with him. Do I condone violence? No, I don't. But I stand with the man who's going to do whatever they need to do to protect their wife. Because I want you to do the same for me. And I know without a doubt you will. It won't even be a second thought. So
That's right.
That's my view on it.
That's right. Hey. But yeah, to all you men out there, protect your wife, your mate, whatever you got going on. If you don't feel like you should respond in the way that Will has, then you might want to question your feelings.
And my last remarks is, make sure when you make that decision, you can deal with the consequences.
That's right.
So on that note, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. Make sure you turn on your post notifications. And until next time, have a great week.